We're living at a time when there is an incredible crisis that young men of color are facing. There is a challenge that is unique in our history. We've always had challenges, but this is a different kind of challenge because it is structural, it is systemic, and it is institutional. And it presents itself in this kind of really misguided, almost kind of bizarre exploitation of the word justice. It uses that word to perpetuate an unprecedented injustice that we've never had to face like we're facing today. And I'm talking about the criminal justice system. The United States was a very different place 40 years ago. In 1972, we had 300,000 people in jails and prisons in America. Today, we have 2.3 million. The United States now has the highest rate of incarceration in the world. In the world. We have 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's imprisoned. We have this phenomenon where we now have 6 million people on probation and parole. The percentage of women sent to prison has increased 640% in the last 20 years. 70% of the women being sent to prison are single parents with minor children. The children of single mothers who go to jail or prison are 70 times more likely to end up in jail and prison themselves. In the state of Alabama right now, 31% of the black male population has permanently lost their right to vote. 31%. And if we don't change things, that level is going to increase. We'll get to the point where we'll have a higher level of disenfranchisement today or in 10 years than we did at the time of the Voting Rights Act. 50% of the people in jails and prisons are mentally ill. We've got children in jails and prisons. We've got 250,000 people serving long prison sentences for crimes they committed when they are children. On any given day, there are 10,000 children in jails and prisons with adults. And of course, you're about 9 times more likely to be the victim of a sexual assault if you're a child in an adult jail or prison. You're about 11 times more likely to commit suicide. This country is in crisis. And you can't understand the crisis without understanding what this threat of punishment has done. I spend a lot of time in poor communities. My clients are all poor. I go into the projects. I go into parts of the country where there's just desperate chronic poverty. And the thing that breaks my heart is when I sit down with my 12 and 13-year-old boys and I engage them in honest conversation, something that you're trying to do, if I ask them to be really honest with me, they'll tell me something that breaks my heart. They'll say, Mr. Stevenson, I know I'm going to be in jail or prison by the time I'm 21. And because I know that, I've got to go out here and get mine while I can. And so don't talk to me about staying in school. Don't talk to me about this. Don't talk to me about that. And this expectation of incarceration and failure is so persistent. Now, they're not saying that because they're bad or they're hopeless or they're depressed. They're saying that because that's what they see happening in all of their communities. They see their friends and their brothers and their neighbors dying or effectively dying by being sent to jail or prison. And so we have got to deal with this reality. Here's the last statistic I'm going to give you. The Bureau of Justice now predicts that 1 in 3 black male babies born in this country is expected to go to jail or prison. 1 in 3. Let me tell you something. That was not true in the 20th century. That wasn't true when you were born. That's become true in the 21st century. So we've got to do some serious work. We've got to do some serious work if we are going to create an environment where we can make a difference in the lives of these young men.